Great to see you again. We are joined as always by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group of Food and Wine Sommelier of the Year. The group includes Evening Star Cafe and right next door Planet Wine in the Del Rey neighborhood. In Old Town, you've got Vermilion and Columbia Firehouse. Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too.
What do we have on tap this week?
Well, this week we're continuing a bit of a trend, showcasing a fantastic locally brewed beer from Maryland, Berlin, Maryland, over on the Ocean City side. It is Burley Oak Brewing Company, and it's their Imperial IPA, double IPA called Secret Sauce. 7.7% alcohol, nice big hop punch in the nose. Let's take a little sip here.
Do I want to know what the secret is? Very nice. Like last week, too, not overly bitter.
Nope.
Just a nice balance.
Really herbal, grassy, has a kind of lot of floral, herbaceous notes to it. This is a beer that Burley Oak's been kind of working on for some time, changing up the malt bill and coming to the final hop composition, which is, I believe, Cascade, which is that kind of lemon, floral, herbal, aromatic, and Wakatu, which is a New Zealand hop that's going for kind of having a little bit of a lime zest, but also very floral. It's bittered with Pacific Gem, also from the Southern Hemisphere, but a really nice, big, bold offering that's, of course, really fresh out of the can.
And I can't remember already if you mentioned, but I think it said 7.7?
Yeah, 7.7, that's right, yeah.
And it doesn't, you wouldn't think that if you were taking a blind taste test.
No,
right?
but if you drank probably 2 of them, you would.
Yes.
You would.
Be forewarned.
Yeah. But yeah, so Burley Oak, really cool brewery. They've been around since 2011, and they make a wide range of beers over in Berlin. The name of the brewery is pretty interesting. So Berlin, Maryland, is originally was in the area of Burley Plantation going back to the 17th century. Okay. And then there was they think that Berlin comes from Burley Inn, which was an inn, the area as well. So that's kind of where the Burley portion comes from here. And then the oak is just so happens that Brian Brushmiller, who started the brewery, is the head brewer as well. He opened this brewery in an old cooperage. The building was once a cooperage, building oak barrels, not for beer or even wine, but actually to transport produce and seafood from the shore inland way back in the early 20th century.
What would you pair this with?
I like this beer with, I think it's me just thinking about that lemony lime quality and all that herbal notes. I love this with like Tex-Mex. I find with like guacamole, like really fresh guacamole, it's delicious with that. But chicken fajitas, pork enchiladas, even just a really fresh ceviche would be great. And of course we could do it with the seafood of the Eastern Shore as well.
We were talking last week a bit about hop production. Quickly before we go, you mentioned the New Zealand hop. Is that more expensive? Does it cost more because they have to ship it here? It's not all that more expensive, and I think one of the reasons, well, it's the amount that can be grown. I mean, it's no secret that the hop boom we're seeing in the Southern Hemisphere has a lot to do with land. There's a lot of land there, and with modern irrigation techniques, you can take care of some of the arid climate that would have made it harder to grow a lot of other crops. So they're able to produce a hefty amount of hops. The brewing industries that are local there are not as evolved or as, I shouldn't say evolved, they're not as fulsome as they are in, say, the United States. So I think that such an amount of their hops are coming here that the pricing is not, too much higher. And also, hops are a pretty inexpensive commodity. I mean, to be honest. Now, I think beer is also an inexpensive commodity, so many brewers, including myself, would bemoan the price. But when you actually look at the cost of the ingredient, it's nowhere near what you'd expect from other agricultural products. All right, Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.